So this should be the way to the diverter tower. What's that? What is that? None of it's interactive. Could be a code? A fanned out light, a horizontal line, and a crook. This looks like a handle, but it might just be, it's probably a pipe. I can't interact with anything here. Spacebar brings up nothing. Do I have a place that requires combinations like that? Huh. What am I doing with that? And where do I want to divert this? Hello? Flip the lever, open the top. I think that's not a lever spot. How do I leave? I can't click anywhere. God damn it. I think it just bugs out sometimes. I don't know, it gives me no interactions. Spacebar brings up nothing. No part of the screen brings up interactions. Oh man, how long was my last save ago? A while. Oh god, when was I here? So I'm at the Felitsu dome because this document says drain the tank. It just points inside the dome. It has the squiggle with the hook going to the right, opening to the right. Like a hairpin. A fish. A crook opening to the left. Opening to the right. Oh, here we go. So far, so good. The fixes I have made on this draining system haven't caused any complications at the tank. With the water gone, the portal still seems to work. Mason, if you're reading this, don't forget to unlock the tank door. Lever can be found on the platform above the door. Platform above the door. Where is that? I'm draining a tank. Is the rest relevant to the other part of the document? Been a while since any of Smolex's men were down in the Paida factory. I'll keep the symbols hidden for now on their associated maps in case Mason needs to get the portal working. He'll know how to uncover them. Open the rock somehow. Drain the tank. And that presumably... the portal at the Paida factory? I take it this might be about that underwater one that was mentioned? They said they had an underwater one they're keeping hidden away. So these are all roots. Can I have any of these roots maybe? These don't open. These open. They just show me ratings. So I don't think I can take the roots out. What was that? Oh, lights. I saw the light in the corner. I thought it was a crazy button. What are my surroundings? Haven't done this ride for a while. Might be worth reinvestigating what's on this side of things. You can thankfully skip the ride on this side of it at least. It seems like the other trip doesn't let you skip it though. Oh, but that goes around, so... Right, they both go to the same place. I don't want to spend too long on it, but I'm a little curious about looking around now. Just because I just made progress on the other thing. When am I going to ever get to use this portal device? They gave it to me so early, and then set me loose on the tutorial, so I thought I'd get to use this device all the time. Huh? Wow, I literally clicked on that by accident! I was literally trying to walk forward and I accidentally clicked on the rock. Oh my god, I finally fucking found it. I feel like an insane person. Okay, fine. That's good. Another foreboding ladder into a weird secret bunker. What a bizarre way to lay out your civilization and everything. Just have like so many... its own nature, and then there's just a wide variety of weird bunkers and tunnels going past the nature to get to everything else. Are we getting lore? There's the 4 masks. 2 towers. Good chance I end up deleting all these messages anyway, because I think there's going to be like glasses that translate automatically, but... this is where I can go to get the big lore. That's the 4 masks again. I guess the 4 masks match up with the 4 lords or leaders that they have. The rail. Okay, so I've done both parts of this thing then. The Felitsu Island map developments. Open this rock. Drain the tank. Was this full of water? This location? Until I did that? Oops, not print screen. F12. That's just a mask. I take it that if I go forward, then back, it'll have another mask? That shows the gear, because I'll be able to translate that with the glasses at some point that were teased before. Okay, so the other masks were both behind me. I might learn how to translate these manually at some point, or might have to do it via the auto-translate. But it seems to be descriptions of the 4 Lord characters. Okay, I was like, can I really not enter this room? I kind of wish that the space bar feature of this game that highlights interactables also highlighted where to click to move, because sometimes I genuinely can't figure out how to walk around, because I'm like, surely I can walk around this room, and then I click around all over the place, and I'm like, nothing seems to work. And then I surprise myself by finding a place still, and I'm like, what? I thought I proved that I couldn't go. Did I send a cart here? Or is this one already here? I've definitely sent a cart somewhere, but no, this led to here. Okay, so I can just go back and forth here, presumably. 2 identical looking rooms. There's a part where I sent a cart away somewhere, and we'll have to just see if I ever find out where that went. Like, if the other side needed a cart. I have 2 paths to choose from, it looks like. Where does this come out? Ah, there's the diagram thing we just heard about. Okay. So I'm on the beach. Oh, there's the oh, I'm under that spot where the... up there was a thing full of water. So I've been on top of that building. Like, recently. And I was like, what's up with this place? It feels like a dead end. So, don't know what all that means. Can't, like, jam this in here, can I? It said it's on top, right? So far, so good. The fixes I have made on the draining system haven't caused any complications at the tank. With the water gone, the portal still seems to work. Mason, if you're reading this, don't forget to unlock the tank door. Lever can be found on the platform above the door. So I need to go all the way back around to where I was earlier. Okay. So I took that minecart to get to that side of the building earlier, and then I was like, what's up with this place? Why can't I do anything here? It felt like a weird dead end. Now I know it opens up this door, apparently. Which apparently I have not unlocked. I must have left it in the wrong state. It also might have been that when I loaded I had to load my save when the game got soft locked me, so I might have lost access a little bit. Is there anything to do around here? I might have opened it and then lost it being open due to the soft lock and having to load, maybe. Not really sure. I get to check this out, though. What are we approaching? Ooh. What are these? Oh, another one of these portal spots that doesn't work yet. Another sign. Shouldn't be that big of a deal if I'm wrong about screenshotting these. I can always just mass delete them anyway. Maybe at some point I'll be having to translate them all. So that's a very missed thing to do. Okay. Woman's face. Possibly a woman's face. Second time that's happened, I think. I actually forgot about the first time. So 4 spores in the underwater area. People arriving at docks via their ships to go there. This place that harnesses this place. One of the 4 lords is up there. A lot of this text. Probably going overkill with the screenshots with this stuff. Civilization. Looks like it's powered by the 4 spores everywhere. You see the 4 colors here and there. Gun tower, big buildings, all that stuff. Can't read what any of it means yet. There's a big portal in the middle of the room. That's the 4 lords again. The crystal is made up of 4 shapes, 4 triangles. There's 4 power levels for the Paita. 4 colors, so that seems to all correlate the repeating use of 4 everywhere. It's hard to parse what each of these locations' purposes are. Some of them are kind of familiar visually. Oops. So 4 lords in their masks and robes. There's the symbol again. Kind of funny little colorful gobstopper looking thing. From the movie, not the real candy, which is just a globe. Special plants. Oh, the weird shapes of the eye holes on their masks might correlate with the 4 directions the 4 triangles go in. Pointing upward, pointing downward, and then the kind of like 2 sideways ones. Yeah, those are 4 unique triangles, I guess. There's a chance to understand the shapes of their masks and how that'll come together. But the catwalk to this portal is destroyed. A lot of colorful plants growing everywhere, but I don't know if I can take any of them or use any of them. None of these seem to have paths going anywhere. I'm not seeing ladders. It seems like a rock was pinned under. Yeah, it's holding the door open. So somebody put a rock there to make it so that they can't lock this place closed. Might have been Mason, given some of the other context. I believe I still have one other path to take in some previous tunnel we were in. But I also need to go back and figure out how to open that other door. I think, wasn't there a part where I was walking around underground and there was like a binary path? Or was it just was I just getting my confused? I think I just confused myself turning around over and over again in that room. Whoops. Well, this is what faster travel was made for. Let's get my ass back out of here and get all the way back to where I was. Can I parse how to get there? So I need to get back to... Oof. I think it is on this... It's the same island. I think it's just you. I think it's just that when I switch this over, and when I go upstairs, this door is open. I think this leads to the rail car. Okay, that wasn't so tough. Ah, I don't mean to go this way. Ah. No. I don't think we really have a new combo for that yet. This way. So we've drained the water. I must have just had that on the wrong setting. And now when I go back, the door hopefully works. So now I'm here. Trying to go, yeah, this way. Oops. A lot of silly misclick opportunities, but I do think that travel mode does overall save time, even though I mess up a lot. In moments like there, it just lets me skip onto the vehicle, which is handy. Interestingly, in that one, there's no reticle, so I think I can't skip it. Despite being able to skip most similar scenes. There we go. Okay, so what the hell's in here? What? Just look up? There's no climbing up? Oh, that's the tank. Right, because it's a portal, right? Okay. Here we go. Oh, climbing up into a portal that lets you out. Horizontal has got to be... Okay, maybe it's not that disorienting. This portal is also horizontal. So maybe we're finally at the Velitron? The Velitron Temple. Okay. This should make sense now. This is a breakthrough. Don't know what that means, but maybe I'll get those classes soon. Doors open. Do I put you in there? Nope. Canister? The canister goes right here, and then I can turn you probably. No, I can open you. Oh boy. Okay, so now I need an activation code, which I may have found, but there's so many pieces of data in this thing. Maybe you. But there's only 3 symbols. Okay, the last 2 digits are their carrot language. This one is... Yeah, okay. These are 3 different symbols systems. Like, that's the diversion tower, or that one is. One of these is the diverting tower. I think it's that one. So this has... These are locations, seemingly. Yeah, this is also a place I can choose to divert power to in that previous place. Whereas these are the sites, and these are 2 numbers. Okay. I'll take a look around, but there's a good chance I'm gonna have to, like, go through all my notes to find the parts that mention Velitron. That makes sense. What else is going on around here? Look up. The masks. Yep, that's the 2 up arrows. That's the 2 down arrows. Ooh. That might be my last journal. Hayan's journal, the Velitron Temple.
It's been a long day spent overseeing ammunition storage at Lariti.
What?
The 2 young soldiers who were stationed there today, Malik and Tala, give me such hope and joy, demonstrating how proficient and organized our guard here on the Blue Felidian can be, training these young men and women in the use of the Tuluk, making sure they can mount them on the window rails on the top floor of any gun tower, and making sure the plasma discs are all in good working order in the early hours of every morning. Gives me hope that we can stand firm and hold a strong defense against Sharus's forces. My thoughts glazed over the days when spears were used as a means to defend our land, before they became a decoration to buildings such as the main chambers of Benovia Point. I realize how things have changed as I handled all the boxes of saloon cheek bullets today. These weapons accomplished the work of a dozen spearmen, taking out large numbers of incoming Alopolites on ground level and in the air. Towers like Luriti stand tall and strong, not only due to the brilliant engineering minds that have put everything together, but also because of the heart and soul of the people who maintain them and defend them, acting when the time strikes to do what is needed to protect our land. Soon after ticking off my morning errands at the harbor, I proceeded to accompany Belilka to the Paida factory. I am so proud of this beautiful young woman. I recall the days when she would aid her father tame Maleva cats in the Wadelk district of Fazalta, her clothes almost in tatters, her face blackened by dirt and scratch marks always finding their way across her arms and legs. Now, she's adorned in the cherry reds, crimson oranges, and the deepest blacks of the Payoltish clan robes. As we crossed the bridge from the beacon, built just below Luriti, approaching the stairs leading up to the doors of the Paida factory, I stopped Belilka in her tracks, looked her in the eyes, and placed my old, rugged, battle-beaten hands upon her shoulders. "Is this what you want?" I asked her. "Is this really what you want?" "For the Pelska," she replied, strands of her black hair lashing out into the wind, her eyes squinting in the afternoon sun that set ablaze the ocean world around us. "I do this for our people, Hayan, for our Felidian, for Vazalta." I paused in my response, but at this moment, I felt my hand squeeze her shoulders, as though in some strange attempt to try and savor what was left of the young girl I'd seen growing up in the Wadelk district. Untouched by the strange and unknown forces she was now dealing with, beholden to the magic beyond any of our comprehension, or at least mine anyway. In some way, this new line of work put her in more danger than being face to face with any Malavicat. Her training on Quan had gone by quickly. She had done very well. I smiled at her and nodded, and we continued up to the Paida factory, putting faith in Belilka that she knew what she was.
The cutoffs. I'm fascinated by this being voice acted when none of them being voice acted until now. Also, are Maleva cats dangerous? They've all fucked off every time I've seen one.
Doing. Steam rose from the tall metal vents built on top of the factory. The Viafil gas was being prepared for the upcoming creation. The doors opened and the smell of the stale gas hit me. It was almost as harsh as the smell of Velopolite blood. This was my second time accompanying Belilka to the factory. She appointed me as her protector to Quinonovic himself. Quan had offered much in the ways of the relaxing walks and forest hikes on the day I had decided to escort her to the Valari Citadel. But when I received this news at a gathering later that day, all the smells of the Balolba trees I had passed, and the sounds of the Talarok birds nesting comfortably on rocky outcrops I had ventured out to, overlooking the Parlari Sea, were torn out of me by the swipe of Dread's blade, rushing into my heart, turning my blood cold. I helped Belilka into the capsule of the tank, as I held the Viafil gas mask for her, while she made herself as comfortable in the capsule as possible. I pondered over memories beginning to surface in my brain, of going up against Alopolite demons, nearly twice my height, eyes as blue as sapphires, and serpent tongues sharp enough to take my head clean off. Yet, danger grew thorns through my heart faster here than anywhere else I had been stationed before. As a soldier, a warrior, and protector of the Blue Felidian, my hand shook under the sweaty grip of the mask. And once Belilka nodded to me that she was ready, I almost struggled to lift the mask up to her face. It was as though invisible chains fused the mask down to the grated metal flooring below me. "It's okay," Belilka muttered. Her voice was soft yet confident. Those two words powerful enough to dampen out the surrounding hiss of active gas pipes enshrouding the tank and the nearby chatter of the other Payoltish clan members. She smiled, and I smiled back. I brushed away loose strands of her black hair away from her face and helped place the mask over her head. I made sure the gas
Brushed away hair away from her face. Oops.
tube was securely tightened to the mask and the nearby connection to the tank itself. Ready to go. The creation needed to begin. I heard the shift of gears and grind of metal as the elevator below on the watery ground floor of the Paita factory began to rise, carrying the freshly harvested Paita into the mysterious heart of the tank. I stepped back, hearing a loud chunking metal sound resonate through the building. The Paidas were securely loaded. Slowly, I closed the door of the capsule, drowning Belilka's fused state in shadow, her hands clasped tightly to the handles either side of her, activation points releasing the required biofuel gas into her mask, the right amount of madness to enter her body, to start performing even more madness. The door was closed. All 4 doors were closed, holding the Peyotes clan members inside, while myself and 3 other warriors stood guard outside each capsule. All we could do was wait, while the rumble of the Paida factory's numerous pipes rattled above us, to the sides of us, and the smell, a gas leak. Working in the Paida factory offered me an insight into a world I could barely comprehend. I was a fighter, a protector, not a magician or a being from another world. Kononovic knew what he was doing. We all trusted this man, this being. The Pelskas trusted him. But what intentions did he have for us? For Belilka? Was this right? The activity that was taking place before me?
Soon enough after the creation had been performed, the Paitas were taken away from the factory. Not by Belilka, or Halast, or Velitron, or Latroke. A young girl and older woman had come for the collection, taking them away to a nearby boat which had docked at the far side of the factory.
Close to the railcar tunnel entrance. These will be transported to Quan for further distribution under the guidance of Kononovic and the Pelskas. Belilka was the last Peyotes clan member to leave the factory. On her first performance of the creation, she had needed a while to rest outside of her capsule, and I'd managed to retrieve some water from Osgard, a fellow soldier, protector of Latroke, to help cool her down and hydrate her. Today, she had managed to remove the mask herself and stepped out of the capsule, fairly wide-eyed and awake.
I did help her get to the boat docked at the harbor, where the other Peyotes clan members were also waiting. Master Dharmatai had arranged a meeting with the clan at Panovia Point. From what Belilka did tell me, it was in regards to new systems being installed at the factory.
Maybe I was right about leaking biofuel gas after all. After waving her off, I desperately needed something to calm my nerves. Again, having fought so many Allopolites in my time, nothing wrecked my mind more than knowing Belilka was being subjected to such strange, mysterious powers. A drink was needed. At the entrance to the Kayenti Hall, I was greeted by a good friend of mine, Tarek, who worked regular guard duty at the recently built factory guard tower on Golorfiak Mines. Before I could enter the hall, he stopped me and brought me aside. He was very troubled. Last night, earth tremors had been picked up from the levitation crane at Skaliti Towers, and he had felt them himself, all the way on Golorfiak Mines. He told me there was something coming, something which will disturb everything here on the Blue Felidian. I was quick to reassure Tarek that the gun towers are regularly checked, manned, and ready for any attack that befalls our shores, having performed an ammunition storage check earlier that day at Loriti. I also reminded Tarek of the new defenses being developed at Golorfiak Mines. Floating machines, faster than any boat, and the Galanti podiums being upgraded to send and receive faster Galahanti messages. We entered the Kayenti building, both slightly lighter in spirit, ready to rest and enjoy the company of all the hard-working men and women at the Blue Felidian. The building is shaking. I believe Tarek has already fled. What is going on? I managed to find Tarek, helping to fuel the lavandishing furnace of Loriti. He was badly wounded. And before I could... Poor Tarek. He was right. They have come. 6 Allopolites slain. Bigger than usual. I managed to catch a glimpse of Charus, adorned in his Allopolite mask, a defamation and insult to the Paioltish clan, to our world. The harbor is lost. If only the shield had been finished. We were too late. I must get to the Velitron machine. Belilka, travel well, my dear. I shall stay here at the Velitron temple until the darkness completely takes me. The rumbling outside continues to shake the outer walls. A company of soldiers remain outside, but I don't know for how long they can keep Charus back. He will try anything to get to the Velitron. It must remain protected. I will do all I can. Kunonovic, it has been a pleasure.
Huh. Well, my food just arrived, so I think I'm actually going to spend it listening to it again to try to internalize what happened here, because I really struggle with the writing style of this game for some reason, just internalizing anything. But here in particular, I find it to be very strange characterization that I keep wanting to say protagonist. The person here, one, they write like a novel when it's a journal. Like, their journal is written like a novel. It's not like, here's my emotional reactions to a bunch of things. It's like, oh yes, the gritty thing with the, like, he's like speaking like with texture and metaphor at times, and like, not that people can't, but I'm like, he's talking in like a very linear fiction writer way, but people don't tend to write their journals like they're writing a novel. So it having a novel format, it feels a little weird. And by the end, he's like, it's like his dying words, and he's still like writing. It's like finishing his novel in first person, which he wrote by hand in a journal, when he's like seemingly sacrificing himself, and everything's going to shit, and the place is going bad. It's like, that's really weird for someone to do. It's like the joke from Holy Grail. Monty Python and the Holy Grail, like the kingdom of like the dying people writing the death notes. You can get away with a dying reaction in the form of BioShock audio logs, but like Atris is not likely to write multiple paragraphs in the middle of a crisis. It's always written in the past tense, because if somebody just dies or something like that, or things are really bad, you're not going to be worrying about writing in your journal at that point. What is the purpose of your writing even at that point, honestly? I'm fascinated that this is voice acted. It's the only voice acted document the whole game. I assume it's my last journal? Oh, I don't take it. Oh. Interesting. We so consistently take the bound books that I'm surprised this one didn't come with us. But yeah, it's fully voiced. Fascinating. Okay, I've gone through it a second time, and it's a relatively straightforward story of a guy who fights the zombie things, has a history of doing that. He keeps thinking about how much times have changed in various ways, and there's a little girl that he has, well, no longer a little girl, but he knew her as a little girl, Belilka, and she grew up to be, she used to be a cat tamer, apparently, but now she works... She's a member of the cult, the tribe. What are they called? Damn it! It's not all in front of me, so I'm losing all the words again. But basically, they go into the paella factory and they create paellas by putting some kind of upsetting gas through their bodies and processing it themselves. It's four members of the clan together do that. The vileful gas. And then that, I guess, creates paellas that are collected by somebody, and he thinks it's weird, and he doesn't like it. And he seems to be especially unsure of it because I think he relates the chemicals to what creates Alopalites and thinks that that's... So he thinks it's in danger on that level. And then he's walking out, and some guy's like, something big's coming, we're all gonna be in trouble. He's like, nah, we got too many cool guns, we'll be fine. And then like literally the next message is like, we're under attack, we're totally fucked. And the Alopalites have attacked, and that's the whole story, really. It's actually a really brief story, just told extremely verbosely via a lot of like novel language, and a lot of what I can only describe as being like ADHD writing, where there's so many parenthetical thoughts. I think this is probably the worst sentence I found. Kuan had offered much in the ways of relaxing walks and forest hikes on the day I had decided to escort her to the Vohani Citadel. But when I received this news at a gathering later that day, all smells of the bulbulba trees I had passed and the sounds of the Talabrook birds nesting comfortably on rocky outcrops I had ventured to, overlooking the Parlani Sea, were torn out of me by the swipe of Dread's blade, rushing into my heart, turning my blood cold. That was one sentence. That's too many thoughts. it's too many concepts. You're like, oh, normally this place is relaxing. It's got the bulboa trees and the talabook birds. But today, it's all washed. I can't think about all the things that make me happy and relaxed because I heard the bad news that we got to escort her to the place where she gets the gas in her, I guess, and that makes me nervous. So I'm like, what the fuck? You just don't need to put all of those observations and thoughts and concepts into the same sentence to the point where it literally stretches from here to here. It's a whole page of one sentence. That's just not great. And he just thinks so much. They're trying to force so much world building to be like, we used to use spears, but now we have Gatling guns mounted on thingies and stuff like that. And he's thinking about so many elements of like the world building and inserting them into his thoughts left and right because the author probably just was like wants to put their world building somewhere in the story. So like, we'll put it into every part where somebody's thinking about their emotions. But it's just like, this just isn't how somebody was likely to write. It's potentially how somebody would think, because they'd have all these side tangent thoughts. But then having the moment where like, now I must write down what I went through in detail, including every tangential thought that came to mind, is just like a very strange way to write a journal. And I don't think I've ever read a journal in this style overall. Ultimately, I felt the need to go over it again because I was worried it might have something that was really important for understanding my surroundings here. But overall, it's just the zombie bad guys are still zombie bad guys, and specifically, this is the place where they created Paita, as far as I can tell, via the clan members having this gas go through them that their body processes. Whew, so that's the main takeaway. Let's get back to the temple.